recently a really good friend of mine, Ronnie, got hold of me and he said, "Hey Steve, you've got to check this out, mate." And I said, "Why? Okay, so what's this all about?" And he said, "Mate, you've got to check it out." And he was all excited, and really when Ronnie gets excited about something, I sort of sit up and take notice, because he's doing similar things to me, and I really like the guy and I trust the guy and everything else. And he said, "Hey Steve, if you could make an extra $50 a week or $100 a week or $500 a week, would you be interested?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd be interested, but what's involved?" And he said, "Mate," he said, it's so silly, so simple, and it's just crazy." And he said, "You got to have a look at it." So what he did was he said, "Look, here, look, I'll call back and I'll show you something." So he got back to me a little bit later, and he started to show me what he had. And to cut a long story short, I actually, once I saw what he was doing and saw how it was working and how simple it was, I thought, "Hey mate, I got to get into this." So I did, and I'll show you a little bit more of that a little bit later. So after Ronnie gave me an overview of what he was doing, and like I said earlier on, more importantly, why he was doing it, and when he asked me the question, would I like to earn some additional income per week, and would I be interested if it wasn't high risk, and I didn't have to do a lot, and I could carry on doing what I currently do, he had me hooked. So I jumped in, and so this is my Traffic Monsoon account here. So this is my Traffic Monsoon account, and when I come in here and I look at this, I see that I have $33.63, and that income has come from what we call revenue sharing. So what it's all about is revenue sharing. You buy ad packs in amongst Traffic Monsoon, and you can buy one ad pack, you can buy whatever. We chose, because I saw what Ronnie was doing and I saw how well it was working for him, I actually purchased in the initial stage, purchased 60 ad packs, so that's 60 ad packs at $50 each, and so we put that into Traffic Monsoon, and it's been 22 days now that it's actually been running. So what happens is when you buy an ad pack, you share in what they call the revenue share from the income stream that's actually generated from that. Not only that, what you can actually do is you can actually drive traffic to other sources or other websites and things like that as well. So not only do you get income from Traffic Monsoon from the revenue share, but you also can drive traffic to other things, and we've got other deals that we're actually doing, and that's sort of another video and something that's different to this. So you can see here I've got $33 has come in the revenue share, and you also see that I've got 92 ad packs sitting in here. So we started off with 60. And then after 22 days, what I've been doing every day, I look at this and I see if I've actually got $50 in here, what I do is I then purchase another ad pack. So we've purchased another 32 ad packs purely from the revenue share. Haven't put any extra money in whatsoever. We've just purchased ad packs from the revenue share. So we're now up to 92 ad packs. So what I do is I run this little spreadsheet here, which just manages this, so I can just monitor what's actually going on. So started with 60, have now, we purchased an additional 32, and then what I do is I put the current figure in terms of what is actually running in here. So you see $33.63 here, $33.63 here, and then what that means is this is all in US dollars, but when I convert this over to New Zealand dollars here, what that is generating for us is $1,128 per week. So that's pretty cool. When I look at the amount of money that we actually put in, it's the sort of thing that you could go and buy, I don't know, 60 ad packs at $50 each, $3,000 US. It's not huge. You could go and buy a small boat or something like that, or go away for a week or something like that and spend that sort of money. But what I chose to do was to put this money into this and actually get a return from that, and that's what's working and how that's going for me at the moment. So one of the things to really understand is that when I look at this and here at this point in time, what I'm doing is, like I said before, as soon as this gets to $50, I buy another ad pack. At some stage in the future, not too distant future, what we'll start to do is we'll use what we call a 90% 10% rule. So what that means is that that when this gets to a certain amount of money, what I do is I purchase another ad pack and I withdraw 10% in cash. So if I had $100 in there, I would spend 90% of it on ad packs, and I'd take 10% of it out in cash. So as soon as you click that button there, the money then comes out and goes into your bank account. Shows up, and first off it goes to PayPal, and then it gets transferred directly into your bank account. So that's real money. You can use that money to do whatever you want to do with it. So it can either be paying a mortgage, and like I said before, what would an extra $100, what would an extra $200, what would an extra $500 a week actually make to you? We've got people in the Facebook group that we're part of, which is a closed Facebook group, and there's guys in there that are making crazy sums of money. I'm not talking about the big money that some of these guys are making, but we're heading down that particular track. What I'm talking about is just exactly what we're doing and nothing more, only what we're doing based on the numbers that we're doing. So you can start off with one ad pack and just test it out and see how it goes. And if you like it, you can buy another one. And or you can buy you can buy 10, you can buy 30 like we did, or 60 like we did. It just comes down to you doing what you can afford to test this out. But I really encourage you to get into it because it's working for us and we're absolutely loving it. And I'm spending probably 10-15 minutes a day actually doing this, and it's generating income. So more information down below. Have a look at that, and if you want to know more, get hold of me. Cheers. Bye.